in the garage. I didn't get out here yet. Something like 22 degrees outside, and let me see here real quick if I can see the old worn out thermometer that I have here. It looks like it's somewhere around 32 in here. I just lit up the wood furnace, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I was watching a fellow YouTuber that's doing some Duracoat with holsters and such, and he showed his operation and made some suggestions, and thanks to his suggestions I decided to give it a try. I have been using a vacuum on mine that I've made with a vacuum table, which you've seen on my earlier ones, and it works okay. It makes a lot of noise, and it takes a little bit longer actually to do. However, I have one comment to make on this. If you haven't got the wood, or you're looking to do something smaller or larger, it would actually be cheaper to buy the press. Fortunately enough for me, I have plenty of wood around here. But if you don't have a thick enough wood, it's only going to bend, it's going to warp, and eventually you're going to have problems. You know, and if you go out and you buy any good plywood, as you can see here, I got this doubled. There's your pad. There's some clamp downs so I can clamp the whole thing down. I put some hooks underneath on all four sides so that I can hook the top here and actually ratchet them down with a little ratchet type operation. But if I had to go out and buy a sheet of plywood, it's going to cost me, you know, $35, $40 for a decent sheet, $25 to $30 for a fair to decent. You know, if I buy half sheets, it's going to cost you just as much. Then by the time you buy the hardware, the clamps, the pad, but if you do buy the press, you're still going to have to buy the pad separately. But by the time you buy all that, it's actually going to cost you more to make it. Now, if you needed one bigger than what they offer at a press, then it would be worth it. Because that one piece of plywood is going to give you a sufficient amount. I mean, you can go up to, you know, a 4x4 if you had to. But in this case, if I hadn't had this plywood laying around like I have, as you can see back there, I've got tons of it, and it's all over the place here. You know, I got studying 2x4s, all kinds of crap. But anyway, if I hadn't had this laying around, it would have been cheaper for me to buy the press. And that's basically it. But because I had this, I figure I'd try it this way. Now, I'm not done with it. Like I say, I still have to put some of these hooks up on the top side. And then what I have is I have small ratchet straps that are about 8 inches long, and they'll tighten down to like 3.5 inches or so. So if I put one on each one and just clamp it and ratchet it down, I'll be all set. Or just put it right over and don't put any on the top. Just take a ratchet strap, you know, like something you strap on a motorcycle with, or some things that you got in the back of your pickup truck if you want to strap them down. Hook it here, hook it on the other side over there, ratchet it down here, ratchet it down there, and you got yourself a nice tight press. But like I say, good idea. I appreciate the video that he put out. It was a lot of help, and I want to thank him for it. I don't remember who it was, though, unfortunately. So forgive me for that. But if you haven't got the lumber, if you haven't got the wood, or some of the hardware that you're going to need, again, I had all that except for the pad itself, it would be cheaper just to buy the press. Alright guys, but there it is. I'll let you know how I make out with it, and we'll take it one step at a time. Catch you later.